Welcome to another episode of Real Estate AI Flash. Jimmy and I are back from the Big Easy, where BHHS Sales Convention in New Orleans. Jimmy, I don't know about you, from beignets to po' boys to Bourbon Street, but more importantly to AI takeaways. So we're going to touch on that. So was it a good experience for you, Jimmy?
It was an amazing experience, and I brought about an extra 5 pounds of New Orleans home with me as well. I mean, you always eat good when you're in New Orleans, but no, I mean, I think it was amazing, really, Rajiv, for you and I to, as we talk about this on a daily basis, you and I talking, and even talking with the agents in our offices and in our companies. It's been we kind of get a little bit kind of tunnel vision because we talk to a lot of the same people. And as we've talked to people around the country, we get some snippets of this. But then when we were at this, where there's over 5,000 agents, and I know you had, hundreds and hundreds of people in your sessions, the sessions we did together, my sessions also, there were some key things that I was amazed by as far as ways that people are utilizing the technology now that I hadn't thought about. And so this is what's going to be fun is us to go through and talk about the five biggest takeaways we had. And I will say, some of this is going to be tool wise, some of it's idea wise, and then I'm gonna wrap us up if that's okay. I'll do number five, and basically I'll go through and tell you what was kind of surprising to me. It shouldn't have been, but it really was, and to see what really a theme that was running throughout for the top agents that are utilizing this right now. So let me get us kicked off. Number one was this. Rajiv, you and I had talked about ManyChat before, which is basically it is an app that is utilized to use a chat bot, so to speak. So the artificial intelligence utilizes it to set up responders in social media. You may have seen this, if some of you have seen this, where somebody does a short video and then they say, comment, special offer down below, or comment, 5 places to eat in wherever, Destin, Florida, or comment restaurants, and then they automatically emails them the information or DMs the information. I was curious about that, and I never tested this. So I'm going to give you exactly what I did, and then I'm going to tell exactly what realtors can do and how we started testing this with some of our agents almost immediately. First thing that we did is we came in there, and I just said, hey, I just want to test this out to see if this works. Because here's the fundamentals behind this is, if you're thinking about Instagram specifically on this one, the algorithm, which is artificial intelligence telling you what people like, it comes in and it's looking for engagement. The more a post is engaged or people like it, or that people that are commenting on it, they want to put it in front of more people because it's something that is keeping people on their platform. So this is what it did is I basically said, hey, this is the article where I talked about, and I had the green screen video with the article behind me. This is the article I wrote for Inman this past week, where I talked about 15 people every agent should be following on Instagram, where you could get inspiration and ideas on how to locally grow your audience. And I said, just comment Instagram in the comments below, and I'll send you over all 15 plus what they do special and a link to their profile on Instagram. That's all I did. Then I went into ManyChat, and I actually had it where it was automated to respond. When someone commented Instagram, it was automated where it would say, check your DMs. Now, here's the thing is by asking them to make a comment, that's engagement. By me responding to them and basically saying, check your DMs, that's another engagement. And then I had it automated where it had the PDF version of this that was DM'd to them immediately once they commented Instagram as well. 3 different engagements from one comment from there. Rajiv, I had no idea what was going to happen. My average Instagram reel would do about 1,000 people that would see it. We're still seeing this thing grow on a daily basis. I'm less than a week into this from when I posted this right now, and my account, which only has roughly around 7,000 followers, 6 or 7,000 followers, this one post has actually reached 15,000 different people. Over 12,000 of those were new people that had never been to my account before, had never seen my profile before. There have been over 25,000 views, and I've gained at this point, as of our recording, 114 new followers directly from this one post. So if you're looking for some technology, and then it got confirmed. I was talking with Jimmy Mackin and some others that were there, and some of these other folks that are doing some pretty big things. They were commenting, and I was telling them about this, and a few of these large producers and these large coaches are teaching this as well, that ManyChat is one of the best tools out there right now as far as artificial intelligence that you can utilize as a local real estate person to grow your audience. Here's the way I would do it if you're talking about locally, and then I'm going to stop talking. But this is basically it because I want to be real practical for the agents. Imagine going in, here we are coming into the summer season and saying 3 brand new restaurants in Calgary, Ontario that you must try. And then having that as a post or blog post, having that behind you and pointing up. If you're curious about who these are, comment restaurants below and I'll send them to you. Boom, you've done that. Now imagine coming in and saying, wondering what the 5 most popular neighborhoods are in Bel Air, Maryland? Click the link, comment Bel Air below, and I'll send you the link to those. This is the way that as a local agent, you can create engagement, use your hashtags, use the automation. And listen, if you don't want to spend the money on the automation to start with and just want to test this, use this as a tool yourself and then you automate that process. Check your DMs and then have it ready and send that to them in the DM. Just be ready, because I wasn't ready. Because the second we did this, I immediately went into action and it took us for a few minutes. And my man Tim was in the driver's seat as we were driving in. His thumbs were sore from sending all these out until we could get the automation set up. But go out there, check out ManyChat. It was my best takeaway by far, other than what we're going to talk about number 5 from the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Convention.
That's when you and I met on Saturday, you were like 12K and then it doubled to 24K. It's still going. And that's the beauty of working the algorithm with automation, adding value. I mean, like those 3 things are sort of working for you, right? So,
and Rajiv, using the tool also, you have to understand, it was almost like I primed the pump. My next 3 the reels that I did that I didn't utilize that in, they outperformed the previous ones because Instagram's now saying, oh, wait, this is the guy that has engagement. And so it automatically shot up everything else going forward as well.
That's just awesome. All right. So tip number 2 is a little bit of a mindset. We talked, to your point, we talked to quite a few agents about AI, and AI was the hottest topic at convention. And I felt like a lot of people are still getting literate with AI and they feel like they're a little overwhelmed. They hear so many tools coming at them. So find your vital few. I call it like get good at a couple of them so you know them inside out. So go deep versus going wide and spreading your wings and not getting good at any one tool. So clearly we all agree that you should start with ChatGPT. To find ways you can automate. And to your famous statement, Jimmy, from early on in our podcast, you can't break this thing, okay?
Yeah,
so if you just sort of focus in on it, and I think the sooner you get to the plus version, there's custom GPTs that we have an episode that we recently released. So you'll start to see things you can do there and just master ChatGPT and get in on it. And the only way you'll master it is investing some time on it. So that's my takeaway number 2 for most agents that are listening to this podcast. Don't test out 100 tools. Just go deep into 1 or 2. And I think master that, and then you can spread your wings and you'll find the need as you go along.
Yeah, and Rajiv, I would add to that, and listen, whatever time you've got, we're going to, if I don't ramble on about ManyChat as much as I have in this episode because I got fired up about it, well, you're going to typically be able to find one of our episodes. It's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to do our best to get you education that comes in a rapid fire pace that helps you move your needle, so to speak, to where you're more educated on this. But there's some other podcasts out there. Look on YouTube and search up specific tools. But I almost would just encourage people to spend some time just going in there and just playing with the prompts. Get creative, with those things and test those things out. I think that's a great tip. What about number 3, Rajiv?
So number 3 for me is the best way again, it's a mindset. My tool is coming number 4. Mindset is about don't use Google the next time you're actually wanting to search for something. Now, Google will still be around like nearest spicy Indian restaurant. You still need to do that by location. But start using ChatGPT or Perplexity that we covered in episode 10. For next time you're Googling something, go to your AI apps. The way you change your behavior and learn a tool is don't do what you've been doing all along and divert your behavior so you embrace change. And you and I use it that way. So I think that if you shift that mindset, you automatically are in the AI sandbox to start to play. And so I recommend agents to kind of dedicate about 30 minutes a day to invest time in learning AI and develop an AI first mentality.
Yeah. Rajiv, it's almost like you've heard this. I mean, when it comes to exercise, I mean, I know how much you focus on that and your health. They talk about, muscle confusion. In other words, you want to confuse the muscles a little bit, do something a little different. It's the same thing mentally. And what you're encouraging is look, instead of doing things the way you've always done them, test some things a little bit different, which will expand your mind and it gives you an opportunity to really grow. All right, let's keep going, Rajiv. This is good
So
stuff.
number four is probably my key takeaway. I know you have one coming up in number five for drum roll. So number four is I talked to a lot of top teams. They generate a lot of internet leads, Jimmy, or they have geographic farming. And one of the things everybody hates is overcoming rejection. And you and I know internet leads work. You just got to be the first to call and kind of get engagement. And most agents give up after 300-400. We've heard Jimmy Mack go 500 calls and you're like dejected, but AI never gets dejected, right? Mm-hmm. So because it's a machine, so we've discovered a few tools, and for the audience, we'll play a tool that actually has an interaction with a customer that was browsing Apple products. And I have my own, viewpoint about Apple Vision Pro, which we maybe share that. But I'm going to share a simple interaction. This is AI calling, by the way. A customer that browsed apple.com website for Apple Vision Pro, and this is the call AI is making to that consumer. So let's kind of listen in and see how that works.
Hey, James.
I'm not interested, man.
Yeah, no worries. I hate calls out of the blue too, but I'm actually from Apple, and I saw you were checking out Vision Pro and were about to pre-order but left the page.
Dude, I
was curious, what had you looking into potential? Okay, I can respect that. Can I just ask one question before you go?
Fine, shoot. What's up?
Why did you decide not to pre-order the Vision Pros? I saw you changed your mind last minute.
Because they are crazy expensive. I'm going to get the MetaQuest instead.
I get it. But you saw what happened to Threads, right? Do you think the MetaQuest will end up being a better product than the Vision Pros? Or is it just the price?
I mean, it's mainly about price. I'm sure the Vision Pros are going to be better, but I'm not spending $3,000 on a pair of goggles, my man.
I feel that for sure. Definitely want you to make the best decision for you. But can I offer a different perspective?
I guess so. What's up?
Okay, so something that not a lot of people are aware of. If you take the route of using financing, Vision Pros only come out to a few $100s a month. So although $3,000 sounds like a lot, we can break it up to be more affordable for you. Does that by chance sound more palatable?
Interesting. How would that work?
Yeah, totally. Happy to give you context. Basically.
So it started from somebody that felt like $3,500 was so expensive. And I didn't finish it up, but you know where it was going. He sent a text right on screen, and the person applied for financing and they got approved, and he converted them. So, and the beauty of these chatbots, Jimmy, my takeaway is you can program them for your workflows to call customers, cold internet leads, your real estate workflows, and AI never gets tired. I mean, they can pivot. I mean, when you have a real person call, there's emotion involved on both sides. Here, there's only emotion on one side, the customer. And so there's a lot of, I think we'll see a lot of movement in this area. And I think this is a key takeaway for me, for organizations and team leaders that are trying to cultivate internet leads.
Did you find a specific company that was doing that, Rajiv, or was this
was Air.ai that I specifically played the recording from, courtesy of. But there's several companies in the space. I'm sure we'll can eventually do a episode around these companies. But Air.ai is a great company that you can kind of look into. And I think it's like a few cents a call. So, and just think about the productivity enhancement. So before I turn it over to drum roll number 5, I did take a Apple Vision Pro live demo, Jimmy. I would never pay
goggles. These are the goggles that just basically
it was an amazing experience. And even if AI called me, I'd never take the financing because it's crazy expensive. But the experience of actually going through it was fascinating. I felt like Alicia Keys was singing in my living room.
It's only going to get it's only
It's
getting
only-
more affordable, right? Don't you believe? I mean,
Absolutely. And I think when you get your Ray-Ban glasses with a button and I click it and I get Vision Pro, game over, my friend.
I
It's
know.
just
Did you
game
see
over.
those
I think
with
that's
Tim?
where it's headed.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, we
Anyway,
actually
drum roll
had
now.
those-
Number 5.
Yeah, number 5. What was interesting to me is after we interacted with some of the top agents in the entire industry, and as you and I were asking them, hey, how are you using AI? There was one central, basically, point that every single top agent made with us. Hey, we're using it, but what we're doing is we're using it to systemize our business, to create efficiencies so that we don't lose focus on what's most important, which is building more and deeper relationships. So what everybody that we talked to was not, hey, I'm trying to find the big AI that's going to find my next lead. It was, I want to find the opportunity for this to free me up to be able to spend more time in conversation, at lunches, investing in those relationships in a way that helps me build my business fundamentally through a relationship driven business. That was the biggest takeaway. And it should not be. We've seen this throughout history. Any new technology, any new changes to industry, every bit of it ends up coming back to a point where it's pointing back to the person with the best and the most relationships and the deepest relationships is the winner in every single market. So amazing as we look at all the technology, it really does still point us back to what's most important, which is building those relationships. Rajiv, you want to add to that at all?
No, I think I look at it this way, Jimmy. I feel like AI is your business operating system. So, and you're still the people operating system. I mean, AI is not going to build
Absolutely.
relationships. You are, like, in person. So that's a great takeaway. And we also have a little newsletter that's coming out very soon.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, and I think there's a lot going on in AI. Besides our podcast, obviously, we're going to share weekly tips or a prompt of the week and our popular episodes. So go to the link in the show notes, realestateaiflash.com, and subscribe to the newsletter. And don't miss a thing from Jimmy and I.
Don't miss a thing because we're going to continue to do our best. I mean, listen, this is what we get excited about. We enjoy doing this. As I've said before, and I said it at the convention, one of the reasons why I love doing this podcast is that I get to spend time not only with my friend, but the person who I consider the most impressive and smartest person in real estate technology, which is Rajiv. So, Rajiv, without further ado, listen, guys, stay tuned. Make sure you give us if you get a chance, give us a review out there. It helps us spread the message. We're all stronger together. See you guys next week.
Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.